So we'll talk a little bit now why it's vital to stay connected as a business on social media. And one thing is that, and I think everybody would agree that there's been a significant increase in social media usage during COVID-19. There's a few statistics to back that up. Facebook and Instagram have seen a 40% increase in usage alone. Views for Instagram Live and Facebook Live have doubled. Obviously, TikTok has exploded, adding 300 new million users. According to Twitter as well, COVID-related 19 tweets were being shared every 45 seconds, every 45 milliseconds, which is even more. The hashtag coronavirus is now the second most used hashtag of 2020. So there has been a significant increase, and that's obviously down to the amount of downtime and things people were experiencing. We've also seen a trend where it's increased across all age groups, and it's important to know who is spending more time on social media and whether that's part of your target market or not. But you can see from this Hootsuite We Are Social study, there's been a significant increase in usage across all the adult population. So it's important to note that as well, particularly among the younger generation, maybe students and things like that, which don't have full-time jobs or aren't working from home anymore. So there has been a widespread increase among most of the adult population. In terms of which platforms is the most used, don't think anybody will be surprised here that Facebook have total dominance over most of the social media landscape. And they also have their own platform. WhatsApp, Messenger, and Instagram are among the top 5 and 6 there. So total dominance among a lot of the social media and communication channels there. Aptly followed by YouTube in second there, and you can see TikTok just below Instagram in terms of usership. So from a business perspective, is your audience active on these channels? And if they are, you should be engaging with them. Other reasons, despite more people using it, that obviously would lead to more engagement, and engagement rates have soared. Research has shown that the average increase in engagements is around 44 more engagements per day, with an average of 7.3 more engagements on every post per day as well, across all the platforms. Engagements are things like likes, reactions, comments, shares, and so on, video views. And with that increase in engagement and change in sort of how people are using social media, and that perhaps set to continue over the next few weeks and months, never has there been a better opportunity to try and connect with your customers and potential customers on social media. As well as that, you should be on social media and active on social media because your audience is going to have questions and they're going to need answers. And that could be just as simple as answering those questions. Can they buy from you? Can they go into your store? Can they visit your office? What health and safety measures are you taking? If they order from you, will their order be delayed? How will it be delivered? Is it business as usual? And these are just some of the questions people are going to be asking. And as a business, you need to be active and online and responding and almost preempting these questions and putting them out as content on your social media. One of the other key considerations is actually, can you afford to stop marketing? If you remain silent during the current pandemic, and if your business is closed, can you afford that if you stop marketing and cut spend and marketing activity, in 6 months' time, will there be a pipeline of work? What about potential customers that you were talking to at the moment, who are considering buying from you, but don't hear from you on social media for 2 months, 3 months, and they don't see your posts? Will they forget about you and just move to a competitor that is more active? And these are definitely the key considerations that your business needs to be thinking about during this time. A key statistic I actually seen, according to Kantar, a 6-month absence from television. And television is very comparable to social media in terms of brand awareness and in terms of engagement and brand recognition and so on. So they said that 6 months TV absence results in a 39 reduction in brand awareness. So obviously, if you disappear off social media for a period of time, people will be less aware of your brand, and obviously, if people aren't aware of your brand anymore, they're not going to buy from you. So very important to stay active and online on social media during times of crisis, even if your business is pretty much non-existent for a short period of time. However, with this current crisis also comes marketing and social media opportunities. For example, businesses now have time to consider their overall marketing and brand positioning. And I would encourage all businesses on this webinar to embrace this extended time on social media to try and make your brand as human or more human as possible, because this is how you get engagement and this is how you grow your followers on social media. Users want to see a human side to your business. They want to see a human side to their brand. They want to know about what you stand for, what types of people work there, what type of organization are you. And there's an old saying that people buy from people, and that old saying has probably never been as true now as it ever was, because if you try and mix that new human element to your brand with your usual marketing and messaging, you're going to do really well on social media. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it work. There's a big telecommunications company that they're very corporate, and they were finding it very difficult to create a human element to their brand. So what they did was they spun out a separate brand and called it the broadband man or the telecoms man or whatever it was, and they were able to use that person to connect with audiences a whole lot more. So whereas they weren't able to do it with their corporate brand, but they were able to do it with the separate brand, and that separate brand fed the corporate brand as well. So that human element to it. You've also seen it with obviously a lot of price comparison websites who are, they get you the cheapest insurance, and it's hard to build a brand around that. What they've used animals and other sort of the Go Compare opera singer. You have Churchill, the insurance dog. You have the meerkats and things, and that allowed them to really get a human element to their brand, and that worked across obviously all advertising and communication platforms. And if you can humanize your brand, you're going to do well on social media. It also gives your that human voice and that human element, will allow you to develop these deeper connections and deeper relationships with your customers and target audience. Because whether you can show empathy or kindness and communicate that, whether you're showing kindness or empathy to staff, to key workers, or maybe you're offering extended warranties on products or returns, extended returns, or whatever it is, those acts and supportive messages can really help create those meaningful relationships. I think there's a study done by Sprout Social, one of the social media platforms and marketing experts, I would say. They said 78% of consumers want brands to use social media to help connect people with one another. And I think that's an incredibly high percentage of people, and those sort of numbers send a clear message, I think, to businesses as they navigate a crisis such as this, that this crisis is so much bigger than your brands. You need to create connection through being relevant and personable and empathetic and so on. And I think that's one of the opportunities that businesses need to take from a crisis such as this.